Strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy List for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in LaFollette, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today, 1-866-691-5571, and let me help you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Sure good to be back. And hey, I want to talk about the weather. I want to talk about some other stuff. And I've got a question for the county court. I guess really to Miss Nance, because she was the one that brought up the question, and it was in the paper about where was the monies from the Boys and Girls Club. So I got some information on that, and I need to ask a question or two, and if there's anybody even remotely interested in that, it's quite a bit of money. So anyway, we'll talk about that. And we're going to talk about the weather. And there's no school at the Christian school, and there's no school in Campbell County tomorrow. So we'll get that out of the way. But if your kids or anyone calls in later, we got that information for you. But I don't know, just how much trouble you all had as far as the snow. I don't believe that you all has had even slightly the problems that we've had on the other side of the mountain. Now I know you guys have got quite a bit of snow. I didn't see the ice over here that I see it at home. I mean, folks, there's at least inch to 2 inches of ice. I mean, almost see-through ice, that clear. And there's still places like that all over the place over there. And back in the mountains, those roads are almost impassable. And I'm sure you guys have got some of the same stuff here. You don't have the mountains per se where so many people live as we do, but you just got more snow here than what we got over there. In fact about it, we still got, or we did have, as of last night, we had over 400 homes in Scott County with no electricity. So I don't know how much you all had here, but we had some very interesting things happen on the show last night talking about the weather. One of the things was in Oneida. This lady called me. Now we're talking about at 10:30 at night last night, because we stay on till 11 over there, from 9 to 11. And so anyway, she didn't use the word that she used the actual stuff, but she said, "I'm highly PO'd." And she didn't use that. And I said, wait a minute, what's wrong? She said, "I wrecked my car down on Main Street today." Said they've not cleared the street. And she said, "I don't have a collision, I've only got liability, and I've totaled my car." I don't know where it's totaled or not, but that's what she said. But the thing about it is, where so many people don't realize or what was going on, we had so much ice and all that really hard cold weather where I don't know how the lowest the temperature got here. It got 9 below at home. 9 below. And that ice just froze so hard on the ground that it just won't come loose. It's stuck there. But anyway, and they were just, acting, I'm going to use acting silly. But about the roads not being cleared. How many pieces of equipment for 400 miles of road in Scott County? That's about what we got, about 400 miles of roads. And how much equipment would it take to clear the roads in a county as large and as rural as Scott County is? Now, in area, Scott County is the second largest county in the state of Tennessee. So, and it's one of the least populated. It's like in the upper 70s out of 96 counties. You're on the air?
Well, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Well, I'm going to get to bitching and moaning and going right here off the get-go.
Oh.
Well, here we go.
I like that because, like I told the girl, she said, "You sure you coming in here tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm coming in." I said, "But if it gets too rough, I'll just go home."
I'm gonna get Aunt Hester P.O. that you call it.
Well, I'm fixing, my main topic tonight is about, Aunt Hester.
Well, last week, I heard the question you asked her, and I'm just as confused as them columns was before, and I enjoy her columns. I'm not putting her down before she calls and goes into one of them rants that I'm some blooming idiot. I've always enjoyed it. The only reason to buy the paper is to read her column. Well, that's the truth.
Well,
The three previous ones before that, absolutely made no sense, and that's my uneducated opinion. But now she had her one this week, and, she was talking about the weather and people complaining about it here, there, and everything.
well, last week's too was pretty clear.
Right, and it's I can see some of her issues, but some of her referrals, just wasn't correct.
Right.
With the Boston, I don't know if she's got cable TV and seen that Boston's been pretty much shut down for the last 2 to 3 weeks, that they've not had no school, they can't keep the roads plowed, they've borrowed machines from New York City, to try to do away with the snow and first one thing. It happens everywhere, things do. So, but I'm sure that out of the 365 days out of the year that she just wakes up and smiles when it's pouring the rain, and loves it when she walks to the car and gets her hair wet, or if too much snow ain't on her sidewalk, or if it's too hot, too cold, everything first. We all cry and moan about something all the time. Maybe she don't. Maybe really in life she don't. So she's sure to point it out that everybody else here does. We don't have the equipment here, but we don't pay land taxes that you do in Boston. I can tell with her accent that she lived up north some part of her life, So maybe she knows what property tax is up there when you pay $8,000 a year of property tax. And then you've got one down here and it's $300, and people still bitch and moan about paying $300. But if we was all paying $8,000, we could have all the equipment that we needed. We could have all the salt. We could have the finest of everything. But then too, in the summertime, when you've got 10 guys standing around watching one guy work, remember them times too.
Yeah.
Or the times that the guys, and I'm not talking about it because them's all my friends and all them men too. But to go clock in at work and then go eat, that was always a pet peeve of mine, because that was everything here for the last 50 years I can remember, that they go and they clock in and they go to a local dive here and eat breakfast, the same thing. But there's all kinds of pissing and moaning. We can all piss and moan all day about something. But of course, I would love to go on vacation with her down in South Florida sometime, or go up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, or just anywhere she wants to go out west, the far northeast, and be willing to take her with me for a couple of weeks just to see if everything's just as rosy in her world as it seems to be. Because it just seems like it's always a putting down, and of course, I'm gonna get blasted. You know that as well as I do. Like I said, I buy the paper to read her column.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I do too.
And I've enjoyed it. But like I said, them 3 weeks, it lost me. Like I said, man, it's not a hard thing to do to lose me. It's not hard at all, but it just, I was befuddled, for a softer word to use, that I didn't get it. So, and it might be me, about to let one slip there, but it very well might be me.
Well, now, the last two has been made pretty clear. She absolutely thinks that this county court and the mayor down there absolutely is doing nothing.
Well,
And the people are sitting on their hands saying nothing.
Well, I agree with her on that. On that part of it. But but she'll start off with something, and then it goes to way out there in left field with it. Them 3 columns did, them 3, before that. It was, like I said, and I'm probably going to have to hire armed guards to walk around my property here tonight because she's going to come hit us and leave. But I love her columns, and I appreciate it. And like I said, I buy it every week just to read her columns. That's the only reason. That's the only thing I look for.
Uh-huh.
But I just not gotten out of it what I've got over the years. And so if she can take self-criticism, somebody criticize, if she's going to write a column, somebody criticizing, and that's all I'm doing.
I would say this, if you can't stand the heat as Harry Truman says, you get out of the kitchen, because I know that, honest, a lot of people think that I could get elected for some kind of office in this county or Scott. I couldn't get elected in any office in either one of these counties, no matter what. I could not do it because I step on too many toes with drug addicts.
Well, listen, I speak my mind. I'm one of them persons, that. And this ain't a bad word, that I'm going to say. But, I've been an ass for all my life. I got my best friend, he told my wife, because she was moaning about me there, a few months ago. And he said, he was an ass when you married him. 30 years ago. He was an ass today. If he lives another 30 years, he's going to be an ass then, But it's because you tell the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. Nobody does. They can say they want it, but when you get down to it, now if you tell the truth about everything, so then people's they're not gonna like it if you tell the truth.
But they'll listen. But anybody that's a pedophile or that. Incest.
That's a shame. That's our country. That's the whole thing. They should have stopped that, 20 years ago. If they would have took and they castrated them then. Went to every state, all 50 states. Hell, throw Puerto Rico in there. And castrated, in the public. Done the first 100 people, men or women, either one, that done that. And said, now, right, here's what's going to happen. We ain't going to send you to prison for 4 or 5 years and put you in protective custody while you're in there.
What?
We're going to cut your gazongas off out the middle of town. Do you not think it would stop?
You ain't lying.
Because you got to be politically correct. And that's nowadays. If you say one about this, you can't say it. Because you got to be politically correct on everything. Everybody's walking on eggshells, afraid they're going to pee in somebody's Wheaties.
One of the big things that came up last night was people was complaining, we don't have any shelters. Well, it wasn't broadcast anybody to where people that was out, the electricity is out, or where they could go, or where they could get something to eat, or whatever.
Right.
And,
I know it.
Huh?
I know what you mean, and one more, and then I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna they're gonna rag on my hind end all night.
Okay.
I have to leave no too. But the fella that called last week from Jacksboro, the one complaining about the Suboxone or methadone clinic, down there. But you remember here, I don't know how long it's been open, 2 or 3 months, how the crime rate was going to go through the roof, and there was going to be murders and armed robberies and just people held at knife and gunpoint here, there, and yonder. How many of them stories have you heard? Now, he's going to call and say, well, there was 4 people arrested for Suboxone and selling Suboxone. Well, hell, people sell liquor still yet. So,
there's no question. There's no, listen, and I'm serious about this. We tried very hard, or I did, and a few more of us wanted to get the federal prison that went into Kentucky just north of the Tennessee border.
I remember that.
And they the people, oh, we don't want that. We don't want that in, we don't want, well, listen, if they break out of that prison, they're not gonna stay around there. They're gonna get the heck away. They're going the farthest away they can
Well,
get.
that stuff, but I mean, it's just the silliest crap you've ever heard in your life. It ain't logic. They don't use logic when they say stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
If they had one of them Suboxone clinics, beside every place that they've got a church or a gas station in this town, hell, they probably have the drug problem cleaned up in 2 weeks. It'd probably be over with. But I mean, I'm waiting for the hot presses, to where the armed robbery rates and you can't walk through Jacksboro down there, and don't go to Walmart, because they knock the people in the head with ball bats, and stuff. Because it's just not panned out like all them picture takers. We over here taking pictures of cars coming from 47 states, to get this stuff and spread it out and blah, blah, blah. But that's what all they went on with.
Yeah.
But that's none of that stuff has come to truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, I've got up on my soapbox, so I'm going to go out here and guard the windows, make sure nobody throws a firebomb in on me here tonight, and try to listen to you with one ear and listen for the snow and ice, somebody stomping through it out there with the other.
Okay, appreciate
Have
you.
a safe trip back, buddy, and keep on rocking, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
See you, buddy.
Bye-bye. See, last night, they were complaining about shelters and this and that. And I'm telling you, and I'd say that's the same way here in Campbell County. I don't know how many shelters you got, but very few people in Scott County is going to go to a shelter. Because we learned to live, and have alternative methods. I mean, I lived till I was nearly 12 years old without any running water. And whenever I left home at 18 years old, we still don't have no running water or inside plumbing. But we had a 6-room house that was built, just put up because our house burnt down, and we had three now, 6 rooms. We had 3 lights where we could buy bulbs, and the wire came down out of the ceiling, and a chain on the light where you pull the chain and turn it on, and it didn't have no shade on it or nothing. But there was the 3 bedrooms had no electricity in the bedrooms whenever I left home at 18 years old. And so we found a way to we learned to take care of ourselves. You're on the air.
Hey, I know the shelter I'm going to. There's a big house on top of the hill just past Fairview School over on Highway 63. That's where I'm going to go when I need a shelter. Ain't nothing an old man and woman live there, so. There ain't plenty of room for me.
You're crazy.
Take me in, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Let me just go. Hold on. Let me finish this story. Cause anyway, they were hold on just a second. And they were complaining about not having a shelter to go to, and I said nobody's going to go to no shelters hardly. They may be 1 or 2, because you can't leave your house for 4 or 5 days or 3 or 4 days, because the drug heads have everything you've got and gone with it. Somebody has to be watching your house, especially whenever you live out in the woods and there's nobody around.
That's why we have 30 policemen on follow the cops for every 250 people. They can put one on each corner and watch every house in town.
And I said, the drug, but I really am for legalizing marijuana.
And we got those Humvees, buddy. I'll tell you, we're ready. We even got a paddy wagon. We can round them up. We can drive through town and round them up. The rest, 10, 15 minutes time, put them in the paddy wagon.
Okay.
Ready, buddy.
Well, where are you going to put them when you get them there?
We got a police station in O'Fallon.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Hey, speaking of police state, there's been a lot of people in and out of court the last couple of weeks here around here. Is Jared Epler overreaching on the Lonnie Land case?
I don't know.
There's a German word out there called Schutzschaft. And the only English translation we have for that word is you really don't have a word for it, but we have a description for it. Basically, it's the prosecutor piling on, charging you with everything under the sun they can charge you with.
I've seen where there's 18 different charges.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, you know, Paul Phillips, his first capital case after he took office, got him on 60 Minutes twice.
Right, the Hauser
You know, that guy has been turned loose after, almost 2 decades in jail.
18 years or something like that. That was year before last.
Because the DNA evidence has exonerated him.
Right, but now he's
Paul
dead.
Phillips was on 60 Minutes twice.
Well, he was on.
He overreached in that case.
Well, he was on CNN too. Not long ago, whenever they released that. But the guy, they actually released him to let him come home and die, didn't they?
I didn't know he died.
Yeah, I'm
Let him come home.
Yeah, he had cancer or something. I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong. But I believe he
He was
did.
still alive when I read it in the paper, and that wasn't that long ago.
That's been a year or two.
It ain't been that long.
Yeah, it has.
But anyway,
Look it up.
they, Paul Phillips overreached his first case, and Jared Epler is a very competent prosecutor. He really knows what he's doing, but I just do not understand. You know, if you go in a man's home and you rob him and tie him up, him and his wife, that's not kidnapping. If I was sitting on that jury, I'd vote to acquit on that charge. You know, kidnapping is grabbing them, throwing them in your trunk, hauling them off somewhere. You know.
Well, wait, didn't he kidnap or supposedly kidnap Miss Darty?
Well, there's no witness to that.
But they may have.
And
they
nobody
may,
comes forward.
Wait.
In his car.
Wait a minute. You
That's what I'm saying. Either he's got really great evidence that we are not privy to.
Right. You don't have the same thing that the grand jury has. It would never went to the grand jury if they hadn't have felt that there was a probable cause for him doing all that stuff.
The grand jury is just a bunch of 8th grade educated hillbillies.
But they recommend
that, and the prosecutor can practically convince them of whatever he wants, you know.
Okay.
That's the way the grand jury works.
I don't know. I've never been on one. Have you?
Keep it secret, so we don't know what the evidence is.
Right. We truly don't know what the evidence is.
But I just hope he ain't overreaching and gets terribly embarrassed. I hope he's been real successful as a prosecutor, and we're all pulling for him. Is it time for Honeybee?
It's time for Honeybee.
Oh, buddy, I'll get off here. You got a great show, and we appreciate you making it over.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy List for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in Eufaula, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Hi, I'm Cindy Christian with Linda Kilgore State Farm. I've been providing excellent customer service for State Farm customers for 4 years now. I'm licensed in auto, home, life, and health. Come in and see me for all your insurance needs.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today. 1-866-691-5571 and let me help you.
Okay, we're back, folks. I hope you'll patronize our sponsors and folks, they've got a Polaris now that, you know, instead of you on this and the handlebars like this, it's just for one rider. Steering wheel, top, the whole thing, heaters, whatever you want to put in them, you can put them in it. I mean, if I ever, especially if I was young, I would be back in one of those things in a heartbeat, because some of the things over in Brimstone, Trail 25, is one of the most breathtaking scenes you ever seen. You come up on the side of this mountain and you go around and you get to this point, and it's just almost straight down the trail, but you can see, if the eye could see that far, you can see to Nashville. It's just, and there's another one that you can see all the way into Kentucky. It's just amazing. But I'd be on one of them little things going everywhere. You're on the air?
Brother Oriel, I love that song you sang.
Well, thank you.
You feel better, you look better.
I feel a lot better.
I can see it.
I went through heck for about 6 weeks. I'm telling you, I stayed deathly sick for about 6 weeks, and I don't normally do that. I'm going all the time.
I can tell there's a big glow on your face.
Yeah,
You feel better.
I appreciate that.
Have you been saved yet, Brother Oriel?
As far as saying that I'm saved, or if I've ever been to the mourner's bench or this or that and tell the world I'm saved, no.
All you do is just accept Jesus, you know.
I believe just as much as anybody. You know, there has to be a supreme being. There has to be a God. There's no question. But to say that I've been saved in the I can't say that it just like this. It's just like it's a guy that I know in Scott County. I know him really well, and his. Have you ever heard of Jim West, the pastor of the White Rock Church in Scott County? He's probably got one of the largest following as anybody in the county or anywhere else. And he's got a brother that's Mac that I like real well too. And one day I saw him at the store or something like this, and he said, "RL," he said, "I got saved last week." And I said, "Matt, buddy, you've been going to church and and being participating as a Christian and being saved. He said, I thought I was.
Yeah, I've been through that. I got saved at 30.
And he said, I really thought I was, but I really got saved a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he said, I've been trying to live that life, but I know now that I wasn't, but now I know I am. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. I don't know where I'm at. I don't, because
well, it takes conviction to come upon
see, I'm not ashamed to talk about church or admitting that I believe in God, and I'm not afraid to say it or this or that. But and I try to be as good as I can be and being honest as much as I can, because ain't none of us totally honest.
No.
Because you know, if we're all totally honest, my wife would have killed me a long time ago. So anyway.
Jesus is a loving God.
This like my father told me. My father died in 1999, and I know him, and he's as saved as a saved could be, I guess. But my dad said, "Honey, I've not lived as good a life, because you live your life the way you want to live your life, and you don't hide it."
Right, you're not.
You're what you are.
Yeah.
So.
Jesus Christ, here.
I got to tell you a cute little joke about. Is that all right about church? Is it all right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, one time this taxi driver, he died and went to the pearly gates, and this priest died and went to the pearly gates. So when the taxi driver was standing in front of the priest, and the taxi driver goes up, and St. Peter, he told him his story, and St. Peter gave him a golden rod and a silk robe. When the priest got up, he gave him a cotton robe and a wooden spear. And the priest said, "Well, why did you do?" He said, "I've been a good pastor of my church, and I get a cotton gown and a wooden staff, and taxi driver gets a silk robe and a golden staff." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, whenever you was talking to your congregation, a part of them was asleep, and the cab driver, every one of them was praying."
That's the best way it is.
Where the cab driver had them in the car going with him, all of them was. But anyway, appreciate your call.
Okay,
thank you. Bye bye. Oh man. But anyway, there's several things out there that I wanted to talk about, and the weather was one of them. And I got to tell you another story about the weather tonight before I forget it, because I might take a notion to sleep here anytime. You never know what I might do. But anyway, this lady called me and said, "RL, there's a family here in Scott County. There's 3 people in the family, and there's a son, a man, and a woman, and they don't have any heat, and they're all, I don't remember exactly, but anyway, I'm not going to say mentally challenged, but they were challenged, okay? They weren't able to totally take care of themselves. So anyway, she gave me a telephone number, and I told the people out there what was going on. That we had these 3 people that didn't have any heat in their house, and we needed to get some heat to them. And so anyway, because they said their furnace had broken down, Well, in a matter of maybe 30 minutes to an hour, people started calling and trying to get a hold of the people to where they could help them. So finally, I'd say about 10:30, I got a call come in and said that I have found where these people live, and I've taken 2 heaters to them, but there are 220 heaters, and 220 heaters, they don't have any outlets for 220. So I'm going to go back and find something, and I'll get it back to them one way or another. I said, well, you give me your telephone number so you can tell, if somebody else calls, you can tell somebody else where they live. And if they've got them, they go ahead and take them to them. Well, before I got off the show, there was 5 different ones, I guess. I'd say 5 different people had called, and they had found out where they lived. But anyway, they were taken care of. That's the right thing to do. Well, this morning, about 10 o'clock, I got a phone call, and it was the woman of that family called me and wanted to thank me. And she said, also, I wanted to let you know, and they would not give their name or their particular business. They didn't want any recognition for it. Had went down there and actually fixed their furnace for them and charged them nothing. That's the kind of people we got in this part of the country. To me, that brings tears to my eyes. That's what America's about. It's what most of us country people are about. We're about, when people are really in need, not all of us, but most of us, is there to help. And so it just made my day, and I guess that's one of the reasons I got such a smile or glow on my face, is because I was able to help someone last night. And I'll guarantee you, if there hadn't been somebody got something to those folks, my brother and I'd have been finding them one way or another, because we'd have taken care of the problem. But we can't take, or I can't take responsibility for anything out there to give anybody anything. Because if I give one, I got to give to others. So to sit on the TV here and say, well, I'm going to take care of that problem, I can't do that. Right now, we got a serious problem in our school in Scott County. And honest, our Fairview school for 2 years hadn't had a popcorn machine because they've not had the monies at the school to actually purchase one. And so many people out there don't know how much a popcorn machine costs. A halfway decent industrial popcorn machine costs you $700. But now, when we talked about it on my show, we still don't have a popcorn machine. But you know what? There was a business brought a popcorn machine there whenever we had they had an event, and popped the popcorn for those for people, and give the money to the school. So anyway, if there's anybody out there who knows of a halfway decent, just like the theater down here, it's closed down. They don't need a popcorn machine. If they could sell that to us at a reasonable rate, we'd sure be happy to come and get that. If somebody knows, or if anybody knows any, a good used one, and we'd be happy to pay for it. My brother would buy it. Probably just wouldn't ask nobody for it, because that's just the way he is. Now, I can't do that because, like I said, I would have to be because of in the position I'm in, and you wouldn't believe how many phone calls I get. Oh, I got a phone call this past week. You remember the lady that called and said she had written a lot of songs and she was promoting her thing and was going to come on the air and talk with me about some problems that she'd had and was going to be right up. Well, she called me this week and some great things right now is happening for her. And I've invited her to come back on. She didn't come the last time she said she'd come, but she's got a story to tell and a way to where you can actually hear some of the stuff that she's doing. So anyway, those are the feel-good stories. Now I want to go back into Ann Hester's columns over the last 2 weeks, and I know I don't want to get in trouble with Ann Hester either, folks. I'm like my caller here that I honestly did get lost in, and there's a lot of things that she talks about that I have no idea about. Because I'm just a basic hillbilly, and that's what I am. But she's read so many things, and you know that she knows so much. But sometimes there were 3 or 4 of them, or down through the years, because she's been writing for 12 years here. She's gotten over my head many a times, many times. But I started here 2003, the first week of April. So this April, I'll be here 13 years. Or 12 years. I'll get it right in a minute. Because, yeah, it'll be 12 years. Because I started in 2003 and 2015, 12 years. A lot of people don't realize I've been here 12 years. But now what I want to ask you. The last couple of weeks, Ann Hester basically has her column has kind of set us all up to question ourselves. Are we really interested in what goes on in our county? Do we ask enough questions? So I want to give you one that absolutely is bugging the heck out of me. Because according to the paper, a couple of months ago, the county vice mayor made a statement that, because Miss Nance evidently asked the question, where's the money that Campbell County's Boys and Girls Club is supposed to have had, that monies? Now I'm telling you something other that I can't swear that these are the absolute facts, but from the information that I can gather, and I did address the court on this, that Mr. Wallace had stated that Scott County was in trouble and they gave the Scott County Boys and Girls Club $10,000 like it. Oh, well, that money, they used the money and we never got it back. And he had to know that that's not a fact. He had to know that. So he gave that information to Miss Nance, and that ended up in the paper that the Boys and Girls Club of Scott County did not refund that money. He had to know. Now, I know for a fact that the money came back. Now here is where I question, I don't know for a 100% fact, but I'm fairly certain. there was a check written out of the monies that was supposed to have been targeted for the Boys and Girls Club of Campbell County, or wherever they wanted to send it. But there's a fishing tournament coming to Campbell County. Miss Nance, if you're watching, or for anybody, if you're aware of the $10,000 check that was written by this county, did the county court have any idea, and did they approve that check to be written to a fishing tournament? And if it wasn't, who had the authority for the county authorities to write a $10,000 check to a fishing tournament to come into Campbell County and try to make it look like the Scott County Boys and Girls Club misused the money? And that's enough to upset. I mean, I was on that board. I was there. I know what happened. I talked to the mayor personally. He sat on one end of the table, and I sat on the other end of the table. Now, I will say that the money didn't get there as soon as it's supposed to, because our director said that there really wasn't that, the $10,000 wasn't in the bank, and they had used some, but they had been given instructions to give it back, and it was given back as soon as the funds was there. And then 2 to 3 years later, they're saying that we used the money. It just irks me. You're on the air.
Hey, big guy.
Yes.
I thought that was $17,000 that William Beard came over and tried to get y'all to write him a check.
10,000.
I thought it was 17,000.
10,000.
I thought that 17,000 was given from a group over here to the Boys and Girls Club trying to get Campbell County admission into your club.
10,000. They had to have 120,000 in order, and they had misled evidently the National Boys and Girls Club of America in Atlanta that they did have $85,000 in the bank, and that wasn't sufficient. So evidently they didn't have even 85,000.
Well, I appreciate your clearing that up. For some reason, I thought it was 17,000. And since we're on that board, I know you know what the number.
No, they had to have a proof of $120,000 in order to.
All we came up with was 10,000, and y'all never gave that back.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Hey, nothing like $10,000 disappearing.
Well, now I'm told
if it got anywhere near the Campbell County Finance Office, it's in the ether and will never be found again.
Well, I'm pretty certain with all the information that I've been able to gather so far that it was out of that funds, ever how much they had there. Now, the last time that I heard that they actually was in the bank was something like $30-something thousand. And they were kind of indicating that they'd had at least 85,000 already appropriated, but they didn't. And so whenever the Boys and Girls Club of America out of Atlanta actually got involved, they came to Scott County and said no. In fact, about it, the person that was going to be the director of the Campbell County Boys and Girls Club had already been coming to our meetings for 2 or 3 months. And so whenever the
tell us who that was.
Huh?
Can you tell us who that was?
I know I'd have to. I can't remember his name. Big old fellow.
All right.
Big tall fellow.
Okay, that's okay. Do you always wear a ball cap, kind of skinny guy?
No, he wasn't skinny.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, well, hey, Appreciate you for clearing that up for me.
But I think Miss Nance should clear up where that at least Scott County did pay the money back. I care less about where it went to when it got back here, because that's not my problem.
Hey, I guarantee you, we've had a lot more than $10,000 disappear in this county.
But that's not my problem. But
Many times more than that.
my problem was, and I talked to the mayor of Oneida, and I confirmed, and we got the banks.
My buddy Jack Ray, right?
Yes.
I tell you, I graduated with Jack in 1962.
For what?
From high school. Jack,
You graduated. I thought you said you.
Yeah, we graduated from high school. Me and Jack.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, hey, I appreciate you clearing that up, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All I ask is, it was brought up, it was never clear, and I did address the court about it. I did go back and confirm that everything that I said was facts. And I would, I think at this end needs to confirm the money did come back. And that's all I need. But now, if there was a $10,000 check went to the fishing tournament, I truly, now this is my belief. If it's a children's tournament to benefit the kids in any way in Campbell County, then I'm okay with it. But if it wasn't, I wouldn't be okay with that if I was you all, because that money was appropriated to help the children of Campbell County, and not spending it elsewhere. And I'm not sure. I don't know what the tournament. Is there anybody could tell me after break what the fishing tournament was all about, or what kind of fishing tournament's coming to Campbell County? Be a good thing to know. I'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Stop by Heights Finance Corporation today and see Sandy List for all your financial needs. We're located in the Carl Pierce Furniture Building at 220 East Central Avenue in Eufaula, Tennessee. We offer loans from $500 to $100,000. Former bankruptcies are welcome, so give them a call. Call 563-6797. That's 563-6797. Or stop by their office 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered, from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q and B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today, 1-866-691-5571, and let me help you.
Okay, we're back. And folks, I'm going to be here till 9:30 and then I'm leaving. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm sitting here freezing to death. My feet are like ice. There's no heat in this room. And I am froze. So anyway, 9:30, if you want to talk to me, you got to get it in now. Now, I want to get back to what I was talking about. Aunt Hester. And about what I just said about that money. See, nobody wants answers. Nobody will criticize. Everybody basically don't give a. You just assume that, well, they're going to do the best thing they can do for. It's not that. It's if you've got questions about those things, you need to address them. Now, I know I've been over here, like I said, almost 12 years. I've been through 3 different election cycles. And I've heard more about the finance director than anybody I ever heard in any situation. But we don't need to hear about it anymore if we can't prove or can't do anything about it. If, just like what he said there, well, $10,000, it can be, I don't know that man has ever done anything wrong. I don't know that. But we shouldn't publicly accuse him of wrongdoing unless we're wanting to go all the way and prove it, or try to prove it. Because you remember the school director and his assistant losing their job? But no one has ever been able to pin anything on the finance director of Campbell County. And they've changed hands at least. He's worked under 3 different mayors and 4 different county commissions. So I don't know that Mr. Marlowe wrote a check for $10,000 for the fishing tournament. Why would that money even be in? Why would it even been in the finance director's hands of Campbell County? That money was appropriated by funds. Some of it might have been given to them by the county to help, seed that endeavor. I don't know. But I still think that Miss Nance needs to answer that question. And I have a whole lot of respect for her. Now, I know I called the courthouse down there and asked if she still worked in the courthouse, and they said no. So I didn't have an easy way to, I should have contacted her. I was going to go to the meeting tonight, and they canceled the meeting. But I would like for that one to be answered. And Aunt Hester, if anything you can do about it, I'd appreciate that too. But I will have to say, I don't know what you'll get done with what your last 2 columns that you wrote. But I did understand exactly what you're saying. You're saying that no one basically give a damn what's going on. That's exactly what you were saying. So anyway, now, I got another quick 15, 20 minutes here, because like I say, I'm going home. I'm froze. I've had a lot of support, people talking to me about Judge Salmons, and I've had a lot of complaints about Judge Salmons. In fact, about it, I heard just today that Judge Salmons, actually one of the, I guess, more prominent lawyers in this county, goes before Judge Salmons in a pair of sandals, and she actually sent him home. Said, you go get you some shoes on, I guess socks and shoes on, before you address my court. I gotta agree with her on that one. Because basically, I see that as being disrespectful to that court, not necessarily to that judge. It's basically, I think our courts need to be at least respected. You're on the air.
Good evening, Ariel.
Okay, you ain't going to pop through that door.
No.
Okay.
I just want to try to help that first caller you had tonight. I don't write columns, Ariel. I write stories.
Okay.
And sometimes they get a little confusing. But if you read the column, usually in the last paragraph of the column, I tie it all together. Like I did this week. I gave you examples of what people complain about, or if you want something to complain about. Because there's so many serious things in the world that we don't complain about. That was the gist of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the story, I said, isn't it amazing how a couple of inches of snow can show how you handle different things that happen to you in your life. So that was the story. And I'm sorry that, sometimes I confuse him. I don't want him to be confused. And I'm not angry with him because I just think he's a sweetheart.
Okay.
And in my accent, I was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. That's a lot farther south than he was raised in. But my accent is because I had the opportunity in life to travel around a little bit, and I kind of lost it because people make fun of it.
Uh-huh.
They make fun of your accent, RL.
Oh, I know that.
But when you sit there and say, the columns are over your head because you're just a plain old country boy, who do you think you're kidding? And just say you were in upper management, so we're not buying that I got hay hanging out of my hair stuff. You worked in a pretty sophisticated atmosphere, and you had to have your wits about you. But most people from the South have a certain mother wit that a lot of people don't have, because we've had to rely on ourselves a lot to get things done. So when we see a problem, we don't see one solution, we may see 10 solutions.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep talking about this check. Banks have the canceled check. If the canceled check came to Campbell County, you have the record in the story.
I'm sure.
If Scott County wrote the check, the bank has to keep the record.
But now, I shouldn't have to do that.
No, but that's not the point. If you want to put an end to the speculation, you get a copy, somebody gets you a copy of the check that was written to Campbell County, and Campbell County cashed it. End of story. Because you have the proof, and that shuts the door. Instead of...
Not necessarily. It wouldn't, because they could have deposited that in that account. Then from that account, they could have written another check.
Who did they write the check to? The moon?
I have no idea. It's supposedly to a fishing tournament.
Oh, the $10,000 went to a fishing tournament.
Right.
Well, like people said, you know, I don't want to hear much about Mr. Marlowe because if the man's a problem, that's a right to work state, you fire him. You know, but I don't think the problem is necessarily with Mr. Marlowe, is that most of the time he's a pretty convenient scapegoat. But if the man, and I think a lot of people that get elected don't understand what he does. And you've got a very large finance department down there, and he's out sick, and you don't even have a second in command that can answer a question. I don't think it's that complicated. We have people here in this county that can pretty well understand that.
Well, I'll say this. If Mr. Marlowe is able to do anything in that finance office and it's illegal, it's not totally his responsibility. It's the mayor and the county commission's responsibility.
But they don't want to take responsibility. Do you understand that?
Oh, yes, I know. That's exactly what's wrong. If you want the job, do the job. If you don't take it.
See, I knew that you would get my columns because I, too, like you, for 12 years, one way or the other, have been writing this column. And so I understand that. But like I say, I just hope that your first caller, I don't want him to be befuddled. And I'm not angry at him at all. I think he's a sweetheart.
Okay.
I'm glad that he buys the paper and reads the column. But I'm not going to write that column down because I don't believe people here in Campbell County are ignorant. I don't believe that. I don't believe they're uneducated. I think they're a lot smarter than they pretend they are.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You be careful going, Mr. Gibson.
Appreciate your call.
Bye.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Yeah, we've had some real bad weather. I'm sure you did in Scott County also. There's like people in Bethlehem, people in Blake Springs, Pinecrest, Jacksboro, all around has tell me they never got, I'm telling different ones, they never got no gravel at all. They called and asked for it. And in this kind of emergency situation, I thought the road superintendent, I don't know him, I would work all night long and maybe take the next day off or something when it's real sleek like it's been, because some people ain't been able to get the vehicle out for 5 days.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about, because where they went around and actually scraped the roads and throw that stuff up into the driveway. Some of that stuff probably over here is at least a foot deep.
Yeah. Brian, you know, I said kind of expensive, and that's good intention, but that won't take care of the whole job, you know.
Yeah.
When it rains a little bit, it'll wash off the road, the loop, you know.
Yeah.
And Dennis Father, you know, he's doing a good job keeping gravel on the roads. I mean, I realize they got a big old county to take care of it and takes a lot of gravel, but now I've heard several people say that new road superintendent, if he don't start doing better than this, that he won't be re-elected. So, you know, the gravel's there and the taxpayers pay for it, so maybe once every 15, 20 years, like this year, we'll get this kind of storm, and it's not something happens every winter. For the goodness, they could estimate people work double shifts. Instead of paying overtime, if they less a long nights and they take a day off or something, you know.
Yeah. Well, now, I want to say this. We probably, at home, now, I don't know about you guys, because I don't know how much ice you guys. I seriously, with how cold it was, if we'd had all kinds of equipment, we probably could not have gotten the back roads, in especially our dirt roads. We still have a lot of dirt roads in Scott County.
We're talking about main roads, you know, not back streets and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Main roads, like, you know, there's different sections I've mentioned. There might be, you know, 500-600 people live off on one road or more, you know.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know if you're familiar with Scott County or not. When you go into the Smoky Junction, there's still roads that goes straight on and turns right, and they'll go, this like going up Nix Creek and coming across until you get to Stony Fork. It's a dirt road. There's still houses up through there, and then when you get to Smoky, you turn right and go 7 miles. It's dirt road. When you go into Bull Creek and you go after you pass Cordell, it's a dirt road, and there's a lot of houses up through there. And Jellicoe Creek, Scott County's got roads everywhere that's just not paved, you know. We got I'd say up Silcox, what we call Silcox Holler, is a dirt road, and I bet you there's 15 houses up through there.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can get into those and scrape them. And if you did scrape them, it'd be one lane, and it'd be so deep that the ice is just, I mean, the ice is just unreal over there.
Yeah, it is here too, back in that region and so forth.
I'd say when you look at the Caravelle Mountain, and on the other side over there, probably it's impossible to clear that road.
I believe we're talking about a state highway versus county roads.
Yeah, now the state highways in Scott County is as clear as they can be and dry. Because they went, before the ice storm hit, they were putting that liquid salt on, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they just kept salting and salting and scraping and scraping. They was scraping it get a half an inch and they'd scrape it off. A half inch, they'd scrape it off and had it, you know, but no way 400 miles of 2 or 3 little old trucks can
keep up with that.
see, the state there only had 19 miles of state roads that they had to keep clear.
Yeah.
So it's a different situation.
Yeah, you know, when Father was in there, to me, I thought he'd done a good job. You know, when people call in and get gravel, he'd call his workers out of the night and give them work all night long. My brother-in-law hauled gravel across Sherwood. And many nights he'd stay up and, you know, way up in the morning, you know, hauling gravel.
Yeah.
Where people get in and out on the mountain and stuff.
Yeah, appreciate your call, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
Thank you.
A lot of people are complaining.
Yeah, I know. You're on the air.
I want to nominate Ann Hester. I want her to run for office. Now, I mean that sincere, because if you would have people as passionate, you know, for the cause that she is, that's what we lack. You know, people get out here and blow smoke up everybody's behind in election time, you know, just to get in there. But we don't get educated people, you know, to run for office. And it's hard to get them, you know, especially...
Well, most educated people are going to put up with that bull for $400 or $500 a month. And some of them runs just to get the insurance.
Right, but if we could somehow, could get, you know, people that's educated and truly loves this county. And it's hard. It ain't just this county. It's Scott County.
It's everywhere.
It's French County. You know, but these rural counties that we live in. But if we could get, because we do have people here.
Yeah, you know what?
What's that?
If they ran, they wouldn't be elected, because people's attitude is, why are they running? They don't need the money. Other people really needs the money.
But I know what,
you know that's the truth.
So much ways to broadcast, and you got the internet and Facebook and this, that, and other. To nowadays, you know, surely we can go the next step and beyond, you know, as the rest of the country's done. You know, we've always been 20 to 30 years behind on everything here. That's just the facts, about it. You know, I've worked over 100 men in this county, you know, and I was responsible for their payday on Friday. You know, it was me. I was the one on the line. But there's people out there that you can get, you know, but that you've got to convince them to. You know, you've got to convince people to run.
Right.
And they've got to do it for the love of their county and their community and want it. But we just have never had that here of the people to step up. You know, the people have made it and made it well. And they just, it don't seem like that they, you know, they don't have that passion for their community as they do for $1.
Well, now, politics has gotten so dirty. I'm going to just, like Obama right now. Okay, what? They're not complaining about no jobs now. They're not complaining about the oil industry. They're not complaining about this and that. A lot of the stock markets went from 6,000 up to over 18,000. I mean, so many things is, and people are getting to go to school through the 2 years of college. They found ways to do that, but now they don't have any political, I mean, actual things that's important to complain about, and they're complaining because he won't use one word.
Well,
what does that have to do with running this country?
I know, but we back up now. Now the country ain't on the 2-year college plan yet. That's state.
Well, I know, but it's headed that way. But here's another question. Here's another question for you.
Yes.
When you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation indivisible, under God, with liberty and justice for all, does it say all, or did it just say a few? And no matter what he is, if he's a Christian or if he's a Muslim or if he's Jack Rabbit or whatever he is,
exactly.
Over 50% of the people voted to elect him president.
Exactly, and we should respect our president, whether you're Republican or Democrat.
And we should throw the Pledge of Allegiance plumb out the window. It shouldn't be said, especially elected officials shouldn't be allowed to say it unless they mean it, because they're lying.
That's true. I mean, you've got the truth there with that, but. I don't want to get on the federal level here for 3 days, but I wish that we could get a good political talk show, and I wish you could get Tom to come back and get Ann Hester and get a few of the people that, that are passionate,
There's 3 people that I've invited, and I've invited you, but I think R.L. Henson, Jerry Kidd, and Ann Hester. I would.
And them 5 people.
I would give anything if I'll buy them all a steak dinner if they all 3 come on my show at one time.
Right. So, well, I'd love to see it too. I mean, I really would, and I'd pay for that extra hour. I'd do it. I'll pay for the extra hour. You get them to get on there, and I'll pay for the extra hour.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you get them lined up, come on there. But I would love to see people that would really, of course, it's not too late.
Well, I think I understand why Mr. Henson done, because he owns a private business. And Hester, I believe it would actually improve more readers to that column. Right. Jerry hadn't got any reason for not coming. And you don't either.
Right. Well, I do, but we won't go there. I'll be in all kinds of trouble.
Okay.
But I would like to see. I mean, I don't know, but I want her to know, that I do enjoy her column.
I do too.
And I don't want her to take it to the big mean, or say, yeah. I was doing criticizing, but that's what we all think. We all have to be criticized here and there. Hell, I've put up with it for 50 years and criticized. Hopefully, I'll get at least another 25 out of it anyhow.
Oh, okay.
So I want you to know you have a good show.
Well, okay.
I appreciate her calling in and everything you do, and you make sure you have a safe trip home.
Well, I'm going home right now in a minute because I'm going to have to go out here and get my car warmed up and get my feet.
Well, I'm going to be safe, buddy.
Okay.
See you next week. Good Lord willing.
Okay. If it's just, unless there's something terrible wrong, I'll be here.
Well, if you need a ride, you holler. We'll come and get you.
Okay. Appreciate it.
See you now.
Thank you. Bye bye. No, I don't know. I don't know where I even got time for Mr. Henson or not. I got about 2 minutes, Mr. Henson, if you want to call, and put a little job in somewhere, because now Aunt Hester has committed to come in on my show, and she's probably shooting for somewhere around the my 12th anniversary of being here. Folks, I can just like it was yesterday, we were talking about our 10th anniversary here, and it's going so fast, and I love it. And folks, just 4 months from now, I'll be 73, and I only got 2 years left, and I've reached my goal. My goal was 75, and that will put me right close to, believe it or not, that will put me right close to 25 years in Scott County, and nobody gave us a prayer to do that. But anyway, my time has come and gone for tonight, because I am leaving, folks, and I couldn't stir up any more than I've already stirred up tonight anyway. So good night, everybody.